Hey everyone, it's Silverseeker, and today our video is going to be a little bit different. I am going to be talking about what your favorite coin is. And what I mean by that, guys, is I asked our Discord community. And by the way, if you're interested in joining our Discord, we have over 1,000 members, and there is a link down below. Click the link and get involved. It's a very, very awesome chat room where you can talk to people about coins, coin collecting, silver stacking, and more. Anyway, I pulled a bunch of members into the Discord community, and I said, hey, what are some of your favorite coins? And I had people send me messages, pictures, and background stories. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at my favorite coin, and we're going to look at some of yours. So we'll start off with mine, guys. Mine is this 1879 Morgan silver dollar. It is certified uncirculated details artificial toning. Now you probably ask, why is a coin that's artificially toned your favorite coin? Well, there's a background to this one, and the story of this coin is my dad and I used to grade coins together. We would grade 5 or 10 coins. We'd send them off to be certified, and then we would compare grades and see who was closer. My dad usually won. Sometimes I did, but I learned everything from him, so that's totally okay. But you know, this coin right here was one of the last ones that we sent off in our last batch before he got sick. And when he got this back and it came back artificial toning, he was very, very upset because he had sent coins like this off to be graded before, and they came back just fine. And he knew where this came from. This came out of the end of a roll. It was sitting in a roller, and you can see where the air was getting around the edge of the coin. But in the center, under the cap, you know, they had that, you know, a piece of foam or maybe a piece of, you know, paper towel or something that's keeping the coins from bouncing around. And so the tone formed around that. But, you know, he has sent coins off like this before. In fact, there's other coins in my collection that look almost exactly like this that came back just fine. So when this one came back artificially toned, he got very, very upset. Unfortunately, before we had a chance to crack it and resend it out to PCGS, he got sick. He came down with cancer, and unfortunately he died about 6 months after that. So, you know, we never got a chance. You know, this kind of obviously went by the wayside, or in the back burner, if you will, hoping he would get better. And, you know, when that didn't happen, this coin right here, the story behind it and how close it was to it, you know, it's one of the last ones that we sent off together. And, anyway, this coin right here, this is the last thing I'll ever sell, you know, until there's a day when for some reason I can't eat or my kids can't eat. That's the only time I'd ever sell this. This is like the prize of my entire collection right here. So anyway, back on the happier notes, let's check out some of your awesome coins, guys. So like I said, I asked in the community in Discord, I made an announcement. I got about 9 or 10 responses from people that showed me pictures with some background story of their favorite coins. So let's go ahead and check them out. And guys, starting off, first off, we do have I Do Not Like Green Eggs and Ham. He says, hey, you were looking for our favorite coins. Mine is probably the 2014 W Gold Proof Kennedy $50. Well, I'll tell you what, I do not like green eggs and ham. That is a fantastic choice. Guys, as you know, the 1964 to 2014 or 2014 Kennedy Gold Proof $50 is 3/4 of an ounce gold and was created to commemorate the 50th anniversary of John F. Kennedy $50 being issued in 1964. As you know, in 11/22 of 1963, John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and they quickly passed an act that made the 1964 and beyond $50 to be Kennedy. In fact, they're still Kennedy to this day. So they have been going a very, very, very long time. And hopefully, not that I dislike Kennedy, but I would love to see some of our coins change soon. You know, like the front of the Lincoln cent, and of course, actually the back of the Lincoln cent too, but that's a totally another different story. But anyway, let's take a look at this, guys. Again, 3/4 of an ounce of gold in proof, absolutely gorgeous. 1964, the 2014 Kennedy Gold Proof. And taking a look at the reverse, in fact, right here, I don't know if you can see it on your phone, but if you look at it close on a computer right here with a bigger screen, 3/4 ounce of 999 fine gold. So I do not like green eggs and ham. That is a fantastic choice for our favorite coin. He didn't give any background story as to why it's his favorite, but man, I get it. That's a gorgeous coin. All right, next up, guys, this one comes from 9 Oranges. He says, my favorite coin in his collection, and that's what I asked, by the way, not coins that you know about, but coins in your own collection. He says, my favorite coin in collection is PCGS, have to be my 2020 W Mint Gold Eagle PCGS grade SP70. And he didn't send me a pic, so I responded asking for a pic of it. And here we go. So not only did he sent me the certification, so as you can see, we have a certification for this coin, the certification number right here, but he sent me his own pics, which again is what I was really looking for. So you can see it's a 2020 W SP70 Burnished Gold Eagle, first strike, Gorgeous, very, very gorgeous. W minted, so obviously West Point minted SP70 Gold Eagle from last year. 1 ounce of gold right now trading for over $1,800. That coin right there is going well north of 2,000, and very, very awesome to have in your collection. He also talked about a couple of other things that he had, including an NGC Air W Mint 2020 quarter. But again, we were looking for your favorite, so that is what he said is his favorite, and that's what we wanted to look at. So 9 oranges. Gorgeous, gorgeous Gold Eagle. Thank you for sharing it with us, man. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, this next one comes from MaddenGD, and he didn't send me any information via text. He actually sent me a video, so let's go ahead and see what MaddenGD's favorite coin is together.
All right, this coin is called Genesis, the creation of the world.
That is cool.
I think this is probably the coolest coin I own. From Niue Island.
By the way, Niue is a small island.
It's the story of
that produces a lot of stuff.
Creation. It's a beautiful coin.
That is gorgeous.
Dualities, night and day. There you go. It comes in this cool display box, which needs to be cleaned. That's it.
That is very, very cool. So if you notice when he was rotating it, you know, it had the night and day, it had the sun and the moon, and it has all, you know, all the different designs. All that is really cool. I actually, until I got this video, I did watch this one the other day before I shared it with you guys. And I did not know this thing existed. In fact, I haven't even looked up yet to see what that would cost if I can get one in my collection. That is really cool. Thank you for sharing with that with us, MaddenGD. Very, very awesome coin. Okay, guys, so next up, this one comes from Xxkingbobzz. I know some of the text is cut off, but he says, these aren't coins, but they are the reason I got into stacking silver. My grandpa, who passed away about a year ago, was who gave me these. He collected many things, and silver and gold was one of the items. It was one of the things we could sit down and talk about. He was always interested in knowing if I picked up anything new. He was a brilliant man. He was a construction foreman and could fix anything. In his free time, he taught himself how to take apart and restore national cash registers. That's kind of cool. We have had many people tell us that there are very few people that could do that, especially with being self-taught. Unfortunately, I never worked on those with him, but I am glad that we found a way to connect through silver. It was the last conversation we ever had. I feel you there, my man. And he asked me how the price of silver was doing and if I had found anything cool. I will never forget that. These may not be the most valuable items I have, but they will never leave my stack. You know, King Bob, that's quite literally how I feel about the coin that I showed at the beginning of this video. It doesn't matter that it's not the most valuable coin or the most rare coin. 79.0 is pretty common, but it is so important to me. It's more important than any other coin in my collection, you know, because of the story behind it. And that's, you know, that's important. So as you can see, we have a rotated picture of this. I'll try and in post-editing rotate it so we can all see it a little bit closer. But as you can see, that looks like they're silver Olympic coins. It looks like you got a diver, skier, and the reverse with a torch of another one. Those are really, really cool. And the story means so much more than the coins do in my case. And I'm sure it does with you as well, just based on what you had said. So King Bob, thank you for sharing your story and sharing your coins. Very, very awesome. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, next up, this one comes from Dadmwd. And what this is, guys, he is sharing with us a 100 Corona. This is from 1915. He says, my great-grandfather bought this in July of 1974 for $150. I tell you what, that was a really good buy. I would love to get one of these for 150 bucks today. Guys, these are almost an ounce of gold. They're 0.98 ounces of gold if you were to melt them down. And so in other words, almost an ounce. At today's market, these are worth about $1,800. And again, he said his great-grandfather bought it. Now, he didn't give any more background story, but I assume it's kind of the same thing where the coin means more than the value of the coin. But very, very awesome gold coin. Again, these are almost a full ounce of gold. Actual gold weight on these is just over 0.98 ounces. And again, at today's market, just north of $1,800 for this coin. So that thing is increased by 12 times. 12 times. How awesome is that? Very, very awesome. And thank you so much, Dadmwd, for sharing this with the community. Okay, guys, this next one comes from NECA5576. I know some of the text is cut off, but I'll read it to you. It says, hello, the 2004 1-ounce silver Kiwi from New Zealand is likely my favorite. It is the first in this carded series. BU coins tend to be more collectible than proofs. There was a mintage limit of 10,000 for this year, but it is estimated only 2,000 BU coins were made. It is unclear how many remain carded in the original packaging. Other specs are visible on the reverse of the card. Let me know if you need anything more. I have a nearly complete carded Kiwi and Royal Australian Mint carded collections. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's take a look at this one. So obviously, as they said, on the back of the card, it has more information. It's 99.9% silver. It's 1 troy ounce. You can see you got the Queen on the reverse, 2004 New Zealand. The Queen is the queen of very many territories, so you'll see her on the reverse of a lot of different coins, including coins from Niue, like we saw even. And then here's the obverse of this. Really cool, and it's neat that they took the exact same image and put it on the front of the card as they did on the coin itself, but it's the little spotted Kiwi that's on the front of this coin. Very, very gorgeous. And again, a BU, 2,000 or less, very awesome, but 2,000 or less of these are expected to have been made. And then here is an even closer shot of the coin. So thank you so much, NECA5576, for sharing your beautiful coin with us. That is a really cool coin to be your favorite. I do like that because, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of design silver, or art silver, if you will, or basically all the different silver coins with different designs on them. I like this one. Thank you so much, NECA, again, for sharing this with the community. All right, guys, next one comes from Boston Baked Beans. He said, one of my favorite coins found under a porch in my hometown that was established in 1640. I really need to go back and search for older stuff. Cool idea. Can't wait to see what you get put together. So what we have here, guys, this looks to be an 1850 large cent. So that is really cool. As you can see, obviously this was found. It's corroding, so it was obviously found on the ground after it had been there for a long time. Says it was found under a porch in my hometown, established in 1640. And you need to go back. You absolutely should go back, and you should go back with a metal detector. You never know what else could be down there. Hopefully, not all of it has already been detected through. Old towns like that tend to have people knocking on doors, asking homeowners if they can metal detect in the area. Man, what an awesome, awesome coin to just find under a porch. 1850 large cent. Boston Baked Beans, thank you so much for sharing this one with the community. That is really cool. Okay, so our next one comes from LegateVesanus. And it says, this is what immediately came to my mind when I saw your message. It's from the Perth Mint for the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. I got it a few months ago after a long while of hunting. I'm a bit of a history buff, especially for the First World War, and this beautiful coin was something I had to have. It's the antiqued version, and I thought it fit the theme of the coin so well. My favorite thing about it is the colored red poppy on the dove's beak, representing the remembrance of those lost in the conflict, and the dove itself standing for the peace that came with the end of the war. And then, of course, they provided a link. Also, obviously, a few pictures. So I included a few pictures due to the fact that my ability to take quality pictures and lighting is definitely not the best. That's okay. It definitely takes practice. But this looks like a picture that was actually sent from them, and very, very cool. So there's the dove representing peace, and the the poppy right there representing those who were lost in the war. And it's the Great War Series from the Perth Mint. Here's another coin that I actually did not know existed until this video. So yep, I'm again, sometimes I just don't realize things come out, and this is the second one so far that I'm like, wait, this exists. But this is really cool, and I really like the antique finish. Here's another image that they took. That's what I'm actually looking for. We could look at the the PCGS pics, but I want to see these because it means so much more. But as you can see, MS69 Australia, end of World War I, 100th anniversary with the antiqued finish, and I really do like the antiqued finish on this coin. So and the slab, the Perth Mint Great War Series, is kind of cool too. So that is really, really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, man. That is a really cool one. And again, the second coin that I didn't even know existed up until this video. So again, thank you so much, my friend, for sharing it with us, Mr. LegateVesanus. Thank you. Okay, this one comes from Slyly Unleashed, and it says, this is one of my favorite coins, probably not my most valuable, but one of the first coins I had to save and work towards, and absolutely love the history that goes with it. I've seen them on your channel before, so I know you know about them, and yes, I do. And I figured the NGC pics are better than my phone will take. The third is just to prove I own it. No, I trust you. I mean, why would you share a coin you don't own on something like this? But anyway, let's take a look at this. So what we have here, guys, and yes, I have shown these on the channel before. This is a Mexico 8 reals El Cazador. So this is a Shipwreck coin. So 1783. Basically what this is this is a coin that was actually recovered from the shipwreck of the El Cazador. And here's the reverse of it as well. So these are the actual NGC pictures. The thought of this thing having been under the water for so long and then recovered through a shipwreck and then certified to be from that is kind of cool. It's like, when you have something like this, it's in your hand, and you have something that you know, if you think about, you know, all the coins and all the history and if they could talk, well, coins like this kind of can. Obviously, they can't tell you what, you know, the people that own them said or exactly who they were, but they can tell you their story of, you know, this is what happened to me. I was on this ship and we went down and I was under the water for this many years and I probably got nibbled on by little fishies and eventually I was recovered and now I went to this big company in a completely different world. You imagine what the world was like when this thing went down and then what the world was like when this thing came back up and was certified by NGC. But again, very, very cool Shipwreck coins. I have a few of them in my collection and I like them so much because of the fact that unlike a lot of coins, they can at least tell you a little bit of their story. Even though they can't talk, they can talk through what they were and when they were. So very, very cool. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And of course, they said, here's a picture of it just so I can prove I owned it. I trust you. But very, very, very cool coin, Slyly. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really like that one. Okay, guys, next up, this one comes from SirWornwallis from Discord. And as you can see, this is an 1869 5 francs. And let's go ahead and read the information behind it. Now, guys, if you don't want to hear the whole story, because this is actually kind of a long one, feel free to skip ahead. But since he shared the story with me behind the coin, I wanted to share it with you. And the information that he gave us on this one, I don't know if it's a copy and paste off of a website or if he typed it himself. But I hope it's the latter because it's just cool to have, you know, people into something like this so much that they even know this off the top of their head. I imagine he probably typed this. But let's go ahead and read it. And I'll put chapters down below so you can skip around between the different coins. But first up, let's get into this. So it says, on the obverse is a side profile of Emperor Napoleon III, who was the nephew of the famous Napoleon Bonaparte. What makes this coin so special to me was the history behind Napoleon and how the details of Napoleon's face ties it into Napoleon III was actually a very loved ruler of France. He brought a ton of modernization to France and put Paris on the map as a worldwide hub of culture. Unfortunately, that didn't last his whole life. In the 1860s, many people of France were worried about the unification of Germany, and in 1869, it looked like it was about to happen. The public of France demanded a war with Prussia to stop this unification. Napoleon held a public vote in 1870 whether to increase the military size of the nation. It was voted 7,358,000 yes to 1,582,000 no. So in July of 1870, war was declared on Prussia, and Napoleon was faced with defeat after defeat, and as he overestimated his military strength and had no allies, as the rest of Europe saw no reason to stop German unification. Finally, at the Battle of Sedan in September of 1870, he surrendered himself and his army to the Prussian king. They realized he was forced into this war by public opinion and treated him and his surrendered men very well. But the people of France were outraged and shunned Napoleon III. They outcasted him, much like his uncle, and wanted him gone from their history. So if you look closely at his face, you can see a bunch of marks. This was commonly done to. Oh wow, this is cool. So let's go back and read this because I didn't know this. All right, so it says, if you look at his closely at his face, you can see a bunch of marks. This was commonly done to this coin as people defaced his image after his defeat and capture. So yeah, just a neat coin with neat history. Okay, I'm glad I waited to this video to read that because I did not know that. But I was wondering what all the marks on the face were. And I guess people hated him so much that they were taking knives or whatever and they were quite literally just stabbing it into his face. That's cool. I did not know that. So SirWornwallis, thank you so much for sharing your coin with us. The history is really cool. And this again goes back to the coin can kind of tell you what was going on. It had an owner that hated Napoleon III. And so they were defacing him on the coin. That's cool. All right, well, that is what we have today, guys. That's all the messages that we got on Discord. Now, if you're interested in doing another one of these, make sure you join up in our Discord. And I will post another announcement maybe in a couple of months and do this again with you guys. Maybe for a different topic, maybe for this topic again, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this video. And, you know, I said I looked at a couple of these, but a lot of these I did not see until I did this video. So that's kind of cool. So thank you so much for sharing your images and your history of your coins with me, guys. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you being part of our community on Discord as well. Again, if you want to join our Discord, link down in the description below. Make sure you head down there and click. Guys, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like because it really helps me with those YouTube algorithms. And outside of that, thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic rest of your day. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did leave a video above you can check out if you haven't seen it yet. I also want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to my awesome channel supporters scrolling right there on the right hand of the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.